So if I'm hearing you correctly, you've navigated life in a constant communication with what you believe is the creator, asking for guidance, almost neurotic, like it almost is starting to sound neurotically every step of the way. Now you're ready to step into a space where you're trusting you are making the divine decision without even verbalizing or mentalizing that there's a communication going on. It's just happening, even when you're in complete silence. Is that what you're wanting to step into? Like,
That's definitely my intention. That's what I want to be in.
cool, cool. So yeah, to me, and even based on our previous conversations, and I think I've expressed this to you before. I think it's time for you to like really almost lose your mind to connect to your heart. It sounds like your mind has taken over in a lot of ways, hence the neuroticism, and that's fine. That's fine. Like your mind is a very powerful tool, and I trust it's going to serve you when you get into these places where you feel like you've lost your mind. And I think what's going to help you with losing your mind and connecting to the truth, or losing your mind and connecting to your heart, is like more of an embodiment of you walking by faith. Because when I look at you, it appears that most of your action is in your head region. I would love to see you like even stand right now. I would love to see, I'm not sure if that's possible with your camera set up. I would love to like see, I see you online a lot, but it always seems like you're behind a computer screen thinking about something.
Yeah, so it's interesting. Before I got into spirituality, quote unquote, I was very into my body. I was probably like 90% body, 10% mind. Like I was just doing things spontaneously as it would come up. As I got into spirituality and very, into God and into that realm, I started overthinking a lot.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you've tested both. You've tested one extreme, and now you've tested the other extreme, and it's time to find that center, that balance. And how that shows up for you, that's a great question. Is there a time in your life when you felt like you were thriving more so than you've ever felt? Is that right now, or is that another time? When have you felt the most balanced and the most powerful?
Maybe like a year. When I was like on my water fast or juice fast, like I was super like on point. And I'm on a juice fast right now, but it's interesting that now on my juice fast, I am so off point.
Yeah, there's a thing like in the diet world. When I was a raw vegan and we were hanging, and then I would interview people that were raw primal and all these like extreme diet pioneers. There was something that was really interesting to me, that it seemed like people were actually, the path that they found themselves on became the path that they lost themselves on, in the sense that they were, at first their diet was making them more healthy, but then it became a thing, a neurotic practice of almost seemingly cleansing their health away rather than adding to their health. And I think this shows up in spirituality, the spiritual world as well, or the self-development world, in the sense that some people will just go from one fast to the next fast, go on one medicinal journey to the next journey, and maybe forgetting that like whatever's happening right now, regardless of how you're judging it to be clean or pure or good or God or even negative or positive, regardless of that, like I would remind myself and you of the power of like being present in a non-duality perspective, a more holistic perspective, that even when you feel like you've really messed up, that's actually, you're doing better than ever. If that's the kind of faith that I'm asking you to walk by, and I'm reminding myself to walk by that faith, even when I'm really the hardest on myself, and I really feel like maybe in the past when I felt like this is the worst I've ever been, or this is not my best self, then maybe that is my best self. Maybe they're my highest self, my true soul is giving me an opportunity to even accept that dimension of me, that part of me that's hard, that part of me that's a critic, that part of me that's freaking my biggest critic being me. Can I accept that part of myself when I'm being mean to myself? Can I love the part of me that doesn't feel loving to me? Do you get what I'm saying? Is this resonating at all?
100%. This is actually currently what I'm experiencing, is that And it's again, it's easier said than done. I'm feeling like,
But what if it wasn't? What if it was easier done than said, and when you stop talking about it and stop telling yourself that it's easier said than done, and you just start doing it, then you might. I'm gonna say then we all might find out it's easier done, or it's as easy as done as it's as easy as it's said.
right, right. No, you're totally right. I'm speaking into it, so it's obviously no. I do see that. Yeah, like I feel like I'm very hard on myself lately, and I feel like I ought to be a little bit more kinder to myself. Probably the biggest theme throughout these couple years was a message of relax. I actually literally had a dream, an insight like years back, basically saying if you don't relax, you will be in hell. And these past 3 years have been pretty brutal for me. Just
Well, here this is the crazy part that's coming up for me right now. So the part of you that believes that you may be metaphorically in hell by not relaxing, can you love the part of you that has created a hellish perspective for yourself?
can I love the part of me that's
Let's look at you like I look at Davina, my little daughter. It's 7 months old now. I don't think she can do anything that I don't fully love her. And even if she's screaming her and bawling her eyes out, and I even have the judgment, I'm like, why is she making this so hard for herself? Like, why is she just not relaxed? That's not how I think about it. I love her even when she's screaming, even when she's bawling her eyes out. Even from my perspective or anyone's perspective, it looks like, wow, that's unnecessary. Why would you do that to yourself? I can still love her in that state, like truly love her. And I imagine the creator, let's for the sake of there being a creator looking at us, I imagine that creator loves us no matter what we do, even in our lowest of low. And what I'm wondering is if we both have that faith, can we put those shoes on of that type of love, that kind of agape, that kind of unconditional love, no matter what you're doing, no matter what you've ever done, can you still love yourself fully? That's what I'm curious about for myself and for you. And maybe that's what this quantum consultation is about, for me to ask that question to both of us. And maybe that will become the new question. Rather than, am I doing this right or wrong? Or is this the right decision? Is this the right decision? Imagine if there is no right or wrong. Imagine everything is exactly the way it's supposed to be, and it's always changing, and it's always getting better. And that we have the faith that we can love ourselves no matter what the decision we make. And I trust by having that perspective, we'll actually make more loving decisions.
right. I do definitely see that 100%, and I think that's something I really need to sit with.
Yeah, I'm not telling you to make like shitty decisions. I don't think this will be something that catalyzes you making bad decisions. I think it'll actually, by you having faith that you're making the best decisions, your decisions will get better and better. And what I want to see from you is like that kind of love, and what I want to see for myself is that kind of love, but particularly my prescription for you would be that kind of unconditional love, that kind of relentless unconditional love that you can love yourself no matter what decisions you make, but maybe less verbal and less conceptualized and less mental and more physical. Like, are you treating your physicality in the way that you love yourself fully? Like, are you getting the proper amount of sunshine? Are you moving your body properly? Are you tapping into your warrior abilities? Or like, are you seeing what your body is capable of? And that kind of love. But that's my like specific idea for you.
I'm noticing myself subconsciously, again, not even consciously, subconsciously saying no. I'm not saying yes to life. I'm saying no to a lot of things. And it's hard because I've trained my mind to say yes, say yes, yes. And it seems it's not going anywhere. And if anything, it's getting bigger. The no is getting bigger. Like I'm not allowing myself or giving myself permission to say yes.
Is there something very specific that you have a specific example of?
I would say with girls, probably.
Do you really believe you're wanting to say yes? I'm all about no's. For someone, I believe like the shortest words are the most powerful. And if like there's like I am, no, and then yes. I believe a no is a much stronger statement than a yes. And especially for what I've found is the more I say no to, the bigger and more powerful my yeses get. So I trust all these no's, and the awareness of the no's is getting you set up and getting ready for the biggest yes of your life and they'll get only better and better from there on out. That's what I'm. Let me know. Send me a message when you do say yes to that girl, because I have a feeling that's going to be a very special relationship.
Interesting.
Man, thanks for asking big questions. And yeah, I like, honestly, I think you've gotten to a point of insights and ideas that are maybe that it's a paradoxical realm of consciousness. Like, let's just say if it literally goes from literal to metaphorical to paradoxical to creative, it's time for you to start creating, maybe more of a creative. Like, you've experienced the paradox of life. Now, make your body be a creative force. I want to see your body literally become a creative force, not only what's going on up here.
Right. And that's what I'm trying to get into.
No trying. You're doing it. It's happening.
Exactly.
You said it yourself. The more you try, the harder it gets. There's nothing to try. Your yeses are right. Your nos are right. And I'm excited for that next big yes. So let me know what it is about. What you say yes to.
I love Ja. I praise Ja. Okay, so today's October 18th. And I have committed to doing 111 quantum consultations. I've done 9. This is the 9th one, I believe. So that leaves 102. If you wanted to do one with me, all you have to do is be one of the first 102 people to send me a screenshot of your review on Audible, preferably. I think if I had to play the game of comparison, that's what I would recommend. And or the hard copy of the book on Amazon. And allegedly it tastes pretty good. So, aloha. Run, guan, guan, guan. 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 I'm happy we had this one. This one kind of tripped me out with the beyond time here.